All right, Pickle. Let's go to the hotline. Let's go to Austin. We're pleased to be joined by the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, the host of the eponymous Craig Way Show on AM 1300 The Zone, and the co-host of High School Scoreboard Live, as well, alongside Aaron Hardigan and myself, as well as the voice of the Texas Longhorns. It's our friend, Craig Way. And my first question for Craig Way is, how are you feeling this morning, buddy?
I feel good. I am, truth be known, since True Confessions, I am wearing my gray Dodger Authentic Road jersey today. So yes, today's a good day.
I texted I'll air it out here. I texted Craig at 10:55 last night. I'll just read it directly. Congratulations, my friend. I only hope you've shaken off the champagne before 12:45 tomorrow. Sounds like you have.
Yeah, somehow it was an exciting moment for Linda and me watching the end of that ball game. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The Yankees just committed another error.
Jeez.
Wait a minute.
Oh, now you're rubbing it in. Now you're just rubbing it in.
But no, you know, and we talk about this, and I joke, but, you know, we talk about football teams in Texas and how opportunistic those really well-coached teams were. And it made me think about that, really, because, yes, the Yankees committed a couple of errors in the fifth inning, but those came with nobody out. And even after Garrett Cole didn't cover the bag and a run scored, there were two outs. It was still a 5-1 game. He only had to record one more out. But Freddie Freeman, 2-run single, and then Teoscar Hernandez, 2-run double, and the whole game turned on its head from there. But it made me think of high school football teams in this state who, given an opportunity, if you open the door, are going to walk through that door and make you pay for it. And we've seen it time and again during this high school football season. How's that for a segue?
That's an excellent segue, and it's a great point, because I think of teams like, we always talk about, like Highland Park, Aledo, Port Neches Groves has joined that list. I think Carthage is good. Programs like that, where they pounce. They pounce on your mistakes better than almost anyone, and certainly the Dodgers pounced on them. We're thrilled for you, buddy. Even if they took and if the Rangers have to give up the crown, I'm glad to give it to you.
As you like to say, those teams you just mentioned are vampires. You better make sure you kill them off.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's talk a little bit about. First, I want to talk a little bit about the Texas Longhorns. You went on the road to Vanderbilt last week, and the word "survived" has been used. I think Vanderbilt's a pretty darn good ball club, and they came and Texas went in on the road and showed that road games are pretty difficult. My question for you is, when you take a look at where Texas stands right now, coming off of their first loss of the year, and now following that up with a gutty, gritty road victory over Vanderbilt, as they head into this final stretch of the season, what do you think is the state of the Longhorns right now as they enter this final stretch of SEC play?
Well, we've heard coaches say this many, many times, especially after sustaining a loss, when they like to use the phrase, everything we have, every goal we have is still in front of us, that sort of thing, because their primary goal is to try to win the Southeastern Conference. Now, their margin for error, I think, has gone out the door, especially with the rise of Texas A&M and what the Aggies are doing. And boy, have you seen the ticket prices for that game on November 30th, what that looks like now? It could be something amazing if it comes down to one or both spots in the SEC championship game when they meet on the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend. I will say this, Chap, the bye week comes at a good time, the second bye week. They got some guys still banged up. They held some guys out of the game, did not play against Vanderbilt. And I'm with you. I understand why some folks used the term survived. I think it's a little bit misleading, because the only thing they really survived was the onside kick at the end. Now, it had been cut to 3 in the waning seconds of the ball game, but after giving up the early touchdown, they pretty much flipped the script and controlled a lot of that game. And if you look at the numbers, it agrees with that. Still in all, you got to finish. And they had to survive the onside kick, and they made some mistakes. The 10 penalties for 108 yards is something they can't win a conference championship doing, and they got to get guys healthy. And I think all of those things add up to that. You look at their stretch drive; they're all winnable games. Florida, Arkansas can be a dangerous trip going up to the hills, and then they've got Kentucky, who's been up and down, good and not good, and then of course the restoration of the rivalry. So they're all winnable games, but they're also games that could trap and or defeat Texas if they're not up to it. So that's what I think this week and next week are all about, getting healthy and getting right for the final 4 games of the regular season.
Talking to Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer, joins us every Thursday on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation in hashtag TF Today. All right, Craig, on to the high school football ranks, and a moment as we fully close the book on Week 9. We hyped up Week 9. We talked about what a giant slate of games it was across the Lone Star State, and it delivered in a huge way. I know you were watching it from afar from your hotel room in Nashville, but I'm curious if there were 1 or 2 results from a wild Week 9 that really stood out to you that made you kind of raise an eyebrow and certainly you consider to be the most impactful.
I'm sorry, I lost the last part that you started saying. It dropped out on me a little bit there. You started saying it delivered. I heard you say that Week 9 delivered. It certainly did, and then I lost you from there. Yeah,
I wanted to ask you if there were 1 or 2 results from Week 9. I know you were watching it from afar from your hotel room in Nashville. If there were 1 or 2 results that really stood out to you as particularly impactful.
Well, I do think obviously that North Shore Atascocita was the battle that it was all as advertised. Clearly, and that was proceeding. And there's a good chance, and you said this on the show, and I'm in complete agreement with you, that might only be part 1. However, they're still the boss. North Shore is, and Atascocita is going to have to prove it. In the case of Westlake and Lake Travis, unless something stunning happens at House Park tomorrow night between Bowie and Austin High, then Lake Travis and Westlake are going to wind up going different routes this year. Lake Travis obviously will be Division I, top enrollment in the district, and Westlake would go Division II. If Austin High were to stun Bowie, and it wouldn't be world-beating, shocking thing to use the Vanderbilt example. It wouldn't be Vanderbilt beating Alabama, but it would be a surprise. And if it were to happen, then you're looking at Westlake probably looking at the D1 route. And you talk about that like we did last year, Tap. Remember we talked about a fully loaded D1 bracket in 6A? You'd have that added to the mix as well. But if the expected happens tomorrow night and Bowie wins the game, then Bowie will be the other D1 school, and then Westlake will, take its shot in Division II, which also has plenty of good candidates as well.
And finally, Craig, it's the meanest thing we do to each other each week. I'm going to give you 3 games. You are allowed to teleport to only one, even though there is an out here that I'm sure you will spot. You can either teleport to Collinsville for the 2A Division II matchup between Munster and Collinsville. You can teleport to Graham for the 4A Division II matchup between Brock and Graham. Or you can teleport to the Pfield and Pflugerville to watch a 12 5A Division I showdown between College Station and Pflugerville Weiss. Where are you heading? And I'm sure you spotted the loophole.
Yeah, with that with that Thursday game at the Pfield in Pflugerville, and our friend Roger Wallace and his crew are televising that game tonight. So maybe if there was another important Thursday game, I could get over to the other important Thursday game and then pull it up on an app and watch the game there. Instead, I could just zip over there and do that after doing a basketball coaches show tonight, and then get ready for the Friday. And I'm really liking that 1AD2 matchup between Collinsville and Munster. It's been really good in the past, and there's a lot riding on it clearly as they get ready for the playoffs, and both teams could be factors in the postseason. So I like that one as well.
He's Craig Way. He's a Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. You can hear him on the Craig Way Show on AM 1300 The Zone there in Austin. You can see him on High School Scoreboard Live tomorrow night alongside Aaron Hardigan and myself. And then you can hear him on the call him Texas football, basketball, every sport, field hockey.
He doesn't stop.
Water polo. He can do all of it. Craig, appreciate your time, my friend, and I will see you tomorrow.
You two are welcome to join me in Vegas on Monday if you want. Basketball season opens against Ohio State at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on Monday night.
That seems like a good work expense for us,
yeah,
honestly.
Let's
big into basketball coverage.
See if we can work that out. Thanks, Craig.
All right, we'll see you.
There he goes, Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer. Joins us every Thursday here
Thursdays.
Texas Football Today.